In recent years, China has won a barrage of medals at the Olympic Games, so to many, they are old news. In fact, China is home to many awe-inspiring outdoor sport destinations, and most of them are quite unusual. These men and women don't join these events to compete for medals or glory, but instead for enjoyment, and whether intended or not, the amazement and admiration of others. First, the Wingsuit Competition. Jiangjiajie Wingsuit Flying World Championship is the most thrilling sport in China. Jumping from 800 meters up, you must perfectly control your gestures and speed. To make any small mistake could end in disaster. In fact, in the 2013 competition, Hungarian base jumper Viktor Kovacs slammed into a mountain in a test flight. But one accident couldn't possibly convince the organizers of the event to cancel, nor put off any of the other jumpers. It was held as normal. Jiangjiajie was twice held at Tianmen Mountain, but no Chinese men or women even participated. For generations, the mountain was just a place to enjoy a great view. No one would ever think of jumping off or risking their life. So we'll probably be waiting for a long time before we meet a champion local Chinese base jumper. Second, the mountain quest in Wulong. Wulong has held 11 annual international mountain quests. Not too long ago, it was a relatively unknown county in Chongqing. Over the past 11 years of events, Wulong's mountains and waters have been admired for being the perfect place for mountain games. Participants must compete in the entire 204 kilometers of the quest, in groups of 4. This includes running, kayaking, biking, swimming, abseiling, as well as a Chinese game that involves carrying a person on a sedan chair. The competition has drawn the attention of many tourists to this beautiful place. When you travel here, don't miss the Sihu Yuan at the bottom of the cliff. It was built in 2006 for the film Curse of the Golden Flower. If you're planning on leaving your pickaxe and rope at home, there's an elevator by the cliff for ordinary tourists. Third, traditional Kazakh skiing race. The Chinese Skiing Association claims that Altai Prefecture is the origin of today's popular skiing sport. Although the idea is not always agreed with, you can see how it might be at the annual winter sport event. The players hold a huge pole, and the skis are made of wood with furs attached to the bottom for streamlining. Long ago, Kazakh people hunted in winter on the skis, which helped them chase the faster-running animals. On the way home, the animals' bodies were tied to them and dragged through the snow. Now they don't hunt so much, but even a 5-year-old child will impress you with their skiing skills. Snow falls on average around 200 days a year. No wonder skiing is still the most popular pastime. Fourth, Tibetan horse racing. The Tibetan horse riders don't compete for speed. Instead, they perform acrobatics on the back of their horses. While the horses are running at full speed, they are able to jump up and down and even pick up a can of beer or a white Tibetan scarf from the ground. A special performance is usually held during Tibetan New Year. You can see stunts more impressive than anything from Hollywood movies. It also includes the elegant equestrianism performance, which brings a gentle charm to this otherwise fierce stadium. Fifth, the Yunnan Bullfighting Competition. The E-Minorities People's Bullfighting Competition is a fight between 2 bulls, or buffaloes. Before the competition starts, the bulls are brought into the ring, accompanied by a cow. Then both the bulls will have their eyes blindfolded, while the cows are taken away. The blindfolds come off and the bulls get very angry as their female companions are nowhere to be seen. This is a tactic to get them to see red, and from there it's game on. The bulls aren't bred for the fights, but for working in the paddy fields. So no matter how much the owner wants his bull to win, the first thing in the game is to make sure his bull won't get hurt too seriously. As you can imagine, it's not easy to control these animals once they get riled up, and sometimes the young men have to get in there to stop the winning bull from causing further damage to the wounded losers. I think this event seems cruel through a Westerner's eyes, but it's still a popular sport with the E-people. Sixth, the lion dance competition over the water. You might have seen a lion dancing before, but this is not just a performance. The competition requires the dancers to finish a series of dangerous maneuvers above water. The lion dancers jump from different poles that are over 1 meter high while maintaining the perfect gymnastic form. When they break a bridge with their feet or dance on ropes, you can see the audience flinch. And that's not all. Only when the team succeeds in all the tasks will they get the chance to go to the main arena for the final fight. As tradition goes, the team who wins gets to push the losing team into water. It's held in Foshan of Guangzhou province every year, where there is a huge and loyal audience. Seventh, the water dropping competition. The BMX bike competition itself is nothing unusual, but in Nanchang city of Jiangxi province, there was a race that no one could finish. Through the 260-meter-long route, 11 professional riders all fell down into the water, one after the other. It's because the wind was so strong on the day, and the platform that they rode on was shaking so hard. It's a creative idea, but too challenging for any competitor. Maybe next time the organizer could consider checking the weather forecast before the day. 8th, the Kungfu Enthusiast. Xiang Jia has learned Kung Fu skills by himself for quite a few years. His unique techniques include breaking a brick with a single hand, and even a single finger. Also, he can blow out a line of candles with his fist. In many situations, Kung Fu is more about showing off power and cool moves, rather than defeating rivals in fights. As Chen said, it took him a lot of practicing to gain such Kung Fu skills. So don't try breaking any bricks with your finger at home. It will really hurt. 9th, gliding home from work. Paragliding competitions are not very popular in China, but that doesn't prevent enthusiasts enjoying the sport. Zheng from Zhuzhou City of Hunan Province chose to glide back home after work. Zhuzhou City is divided by a wide and twisting river. Zheng lives by the river and works on the opposite bank. In just 3 minutes, he can fly from his company all the way home. As he said, it's a good way to avoid traffic jams at peak times. Besides that, he only spent around 60,000 RMB for a paraglider, and that's much cheaper than any decent car.